This might be one of the last times I get to razz Cameron at the start of a show, a stream. Just Lucas and Tyler hanging out with you. We are going to crush. Oh, I'm getting feedback. Oh my gosh, my YouTube was open. Oh, that's super awkward. I started hearing myself and our YouTube page was open. And so it went live and it was like a 10-second delay. Oh, that was trippy. That was trippy. If you all want in on this draft, it looks like we've got, do we have room for any more? Or are we starting up here? Oh, we're waiting on one person still. One person still. So if you want to come hang out, Tyler and I will be smashing some puppies here. Let's see.
Whoa. Pause.
Well,
some puppy drafts.
Smashing some puppies. That's what we're doing on this stream. We are smashing puppies. I'm at the 112. Are you
Oh, I'm at the 110. Let's go.
Oh, it is gonna be Snipe Central out here. Get
Snipe Fest. Snipe Fest.
Man, I'm gonna see. Can I potentially zoom this? I don't think I can I? Oh, here's what I can do though. Watch this. Wha-bam! 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 Look at that. Does that show up? Oh, it's beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
Update layout. Look at that. Oh, it is so beautiful. Look at that.
Look at that. It low budget productions.
Low budget productions here only. Low budget productions only. Officially on the clock. This draft has begun. CMC 101 to no surprise. We if y'all have any questions or comments, drop them below. We'll pull them up on the screen, but Ty and I will be going through puppy draft here. $50K to first place, only costs $5 to enter. Ton of fun.
You can enter up to 150 times if your heart desires.
If you max out the puppy, kudos to you. That's where I'll leave it.
I want your banker. I want your funder.
I want your job that pays you enough where you can have that be a budget line.
I want your job.
I'm trying to see, is there anybody in the lobby that we would know? Anybody that we drafted with before? I don't think I've drafted with Ship It or Bambino.
I feel
then
like
then you got Bandino Sanchez. Oh my goodness.
I have definitely seen the great Bambino in drafts before. I don't know who it is, but I've definitely seen his name before. That's this like FF Fellas account. I don't know who they're
are. They're pretty goofy. Yeah, they're kind of goofy, I heard.
I guess. Oh, and then there's me. So those are the only names that I see or that I recognize.
Not many badges in this draft. Oh, hello. Ahead of Brees. Oh, you almost got a gift in Brees, though.
I know. Well, I mean, still kind of a gift with Puka then.
We should have strategized and you let Puka draft to me so I could go Puka and Marv. But no, you're too nice.
I could have for the greater good of the fellas. I could have
of the fellas account. 50K account.
I don't think there was any way that Puka was going to get to you at 12 though.
No. Well, no. And if Bandino Sanchez is auto picking here, absolutely not. All right. I hate this spot because I genuinely have no clue who I like here. I think I'm going to go Garrett Wilson. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try and strategize a New York Buffalo Week 17 stack.
Yep.
I'm going to go that route for sure. I've got a ton of Marv, man. I got a ton of Marv.
Hey, look, I took a Rams. I took Puka. They're playing Arizona. Let's see. Can we push for Marv to get to me? Never mind.
I'm gonna take Marv. I hate drafting. I hate drafting running back this early. I'll be perfectly honest. Here we go. I'll give the people a peek at the board. Drake London goes afterwards.
I don't like either of the top running backs. I like Kyron because I've got Puka, so I'm going with a Rams stack then, but it's a reach. It's a reach.
Right.
I'm just going to go with the running back that I'm just more comfortable with in JT.
Yeah.
I know Saquon's going to be good too, but I like JT more than Saquon at that spot. That's what it comes down to, really.
Yep. Devontae Adams, I mean, I hate the second round in general. I'll be perfectly honest.
Yep.
I don't know who's deserving of the second round pick. I mean, I think you can slide Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley in there. Those are the two guys you can feel relatively confident in. But then you get like Brandon Ayuk, you got Chris Olave, Kyron Williams, Nico, Devon Achane, Mike Evans, I'm not excited about drafting really any of those guys in the second round.
There are very few names in the second round that I'm A-okay with, and they typically go mid to late second. And why Sam Laporta went off the board already? What is happening?
I had him drop to the 3-9 earlier today, and I was shocked.
I don't know if you saw it. I did a very late night draft last night. It was a puppy
night, super EV plus EV.
Take a guess at who went first overall in that draft.
Take a guess. Did you send that in the group chat?
I did.
Dang,
this is kind of this is kind of a test of your friendship too, to see like if you actually like pay attention to the things I send in the group chat or not.
No, I remember you sending this. That's why I asked it. I'll answer this and Sam put something in the comments over on Facebook. It was either Garrett Wilson or AJ Brown, wasn't it?
It was AJ Brown.
Yeah. It was one of the dudes in green. That's all I can remember.
And then with the last pick in the second round, that same guy then took Devontae Smith, which like, okay, I get you're going for the Philly stack, but like
I've gotten the Philly stack at 12 so many times already.
Right. It's like, geez. Okay. It's a favorable stack, but we do not need to reach that much because you're just missing out. You're passing up Christian McCaffrey for the sake of just getting a stack, and that does not make sense at all.
No. Sam's asked over on Facebook, George Pickens or DK Metcalf. In best ball, I am much more of a DK enthusiast. What say you?
Yeah, I'm DK too. And it's just a matter of favoring a Seattle offense over Pittsburgh when it comes to best ball. Like Pickens and Najee and Jalen Warren will have their values in redrafts and stuff like that. But when it comes to best ball, getting a guy like DK, who is undoubtedly the one in Seattle, and you're betting on a resurgence of that Seattle offense to be middle of the pack too, from where it was last year. It's pretty easily DK for me.
Yeah, I'm going DK there as well, especially in best ball drafts. I don't have many shares of George Pickens. I'm mostly because I'm just not excited where I have to draft him. It's not that I don't think George Pickens can be good this year. I actually think he can be fairly decent. But for where I have to pay for him, I would just rather take DK, and then he never makes it back to me. Even if we're going redraft too, I would rather take DK this year.
Yeah, I mean there are 4 players right after George Pickens that I would rather have than George Pickens. I'd rather have Pacheco. I'd rather have Amari Cooper. I'd rather have Dalton Kincaid. I'd rather have Mark Andrews.
Yeah,
like give me literally those 4 guys over George Pickens at where Pickens is going at this point.
Because you're on the clock here, Devontae Allen, Cooper Kupp. You can get a nice little Rams gig going here.
That's probably what I'm going to do. I
can solidify that stack.
That's what I'm going to do. Part of me wanted to take like Jalen Hurts, Bandito. Is that Bandito, because he has AJ Brown, so he couldn't get the Hurts. So he's going to take Hurts with his next pick. So you could play a little defense and take Jalen Hurts, even though it makes 0 sense for how you started to build your team.
Literally makes 0 sense whatsoever. First pick will be Josh Allen. That is for certain.
Jets Bills.
I'm going to go for that Jets Bills week 18 stack. Arizona has Carolina, New England. I'm not excited about that. If I'm going to truly build around this Buffalo Jets correlation, I want to try and grab somebody else who fits within the 15 to 17 correlation. The Jets get Jacksonville in week 15. So, oh crap, where did he go? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Travis Etienne there. I got to get so much better at favoriting players. He went Jalen Hurts. Yeah, look at that. The tree. See, this is what we're talking about. Like, you can get this stack so much later in drafts as you're back on the clock, Ty.
I want to stick with the Rams Arizona build and take Trey McBride here? I mean, it's kind of within range, or do I take Kelsey? You
got to do that. If you already started off with that light stack, you absolutely have to take advantage of that. Now it's a no-brainer. You're going to be going after Kyler and Stafford, but that's an absolute no-brainer if you're stacking week 17.
Stafford being a pocket passer, right? For whatever reason, we see pocket passers slide in drafts too. So, like, the only quarterback that I really need to worry about is getting Kyler Murray. So, I'm pretty content with the start so far.
So for those of you who are watching, we had quite a few watching on live. For those of you who we keep talking about week 17. So in best ball formats, in a competitive contest format, the prize is obviously when you win week 17, right? Now you need to draft good enough players to get you there first, obviously. But week 17 is where the prize is won. So we're looking at matchups that could be hyper competitive week 17, high stakes. Playoffs are on the line, high powered offenses going at one another. So, and Ty is stacking a Los Angeles Rams offense and a Arizona Cardinals offense that could be high scoring in week 17, divisional matchup. That's a great one to stack. That's going to be played in a dome either way, because it's either in LA or Arizona. I can't remember which one it's in specifically, but it's going to be played inside, no bad weather affecting it. The risk I run with a Bills-Jets week 17, stack is that's probably not going to be the best weather game in the world. But all that to say, it's still when you started draft focusing on that game based on the players you draft, you have to draft as if that game is going to absolutely smack. Otherwise, you're just kind of drafting just for the sake of drafting in a competitive contest where you need to find ways to get edges.
Yeah, and the other part of that too, you don't go out of your way just to go all out week 17, because you had briefly mentioned it. You have to get to a spot where you are able to, you have to have good enough players to get you into a position to win that kind of prize money in week 17. So you don't go out of your way just to go, again, I'm going to take all Bills, all Jets, all Rams, all Cardinals, no matter where I am, no matter who's on the board. That's just how you lose. You have to get good players to build up until that week 17 matchup.
Yeah, because you could keep looking down the board. Like, I could have reached down the board to get James Cook as my running back instead of Travis Etienne. I just prefer Travis Etienne to James Cook this year. That's not that wasn't a risk I was willing to run, and that's just too far of a reach. You don't want to get reaching so far either, where you get caught with a team of players who just can't take you to where you need to be. You still have to let the board come to you, but you can at least game plan around matchups later in the season while still taking good players to put you above and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Rashad White, let's see who's on the board here as you're up in a few picks. Mahomes is still there. Andrews is still on the board. Not anymore.
And there he goes.
Do you stop that at all? He's got a little bit of a week 17 correlation with Dell and Andrews. Anthony Richardson goes ahead of Mahomes. I bet I can pick who you're going to take. If he makes it to you. Oh, maybe not though. I guess I don't know.
It's the two guys that I actually was kind of looking at are still there. So, it's between Christian Kirk and Joe Mixon for me.
That's what I figured.
I like Christian Kirk because continuing to build up on wide receivers. And that's probably what I'm going to do that.
You're a bum. You're such a bum.
What do you mean a bum? What do you mean?
He's going to start going for a little bit back correlation there. No, I don't want Mixon. Why would I want Mixon? He makes no sense with my current team.
Yeah, I guess he he makes more sense for you. But
It's a terrible spot to be in.
you might just have to. Yep.
I don't have many Calvin Ridley shares, and Jacksonville and Tennessee play week 17, so that's my tiebreaker there for literally everybody in this freaking range. I'm gonna reach down and take Keon Coleman then too, is my wide receiver 4. You get my Josh Allen stack right away. Look, Xavier Worthy, Marquise Brown, not huge fans. I could take a Joe Mixon. There's gonna be so many better guys coming back in that range, though. When we come back a full round from now, I'm gonna be looking at a board that's literally full of freaking running backs. So I'm gonna go ahead and if I miss out on an Aaron Rodgers, guess what? I can still take a Will Levis. All the Jets wide receivers are going super late after Garrett Wilson anyway, so I'll go ahead and I'll take a Keon Coleman stack in. You look at Rome. Could I have taken a tight end in Kittle? Sure, I guess. I'm not thrilled with the wide receivers in this range, and when I know I'm going to have a board full of running backs coming up, I'll just go ahead and prioritize the stack. That's my only thought process with that. I don't love the pick either, but at this point, it felt necessary.
I mean,
I was hoping Kincaid would take a nice little tumble, but I knew that wasn't possible.
I mean, the beauty of your wide receiver 4 is that you don't need them to contribute as much or like at the same rate as your top 3 guys. So you have some kind of buffer, I guess. And there's going to be good like floor players in the next like 2-3 rounds that you can fill 100%. Up to build up the rest of your team. So it may seem early for some people, but the logic I think makes more sense than people would want to say.
So let's see. Let's look at the board here. Xavier Worthy. You took Kittle.
Yep.
A little bit of who is that mixing with as well? Maybe I should ask first. Is that just more of a lock down the tight end position pick? Oh, you went double elite tight end.
I did. A little bit of a different build.
Don't know why that just hit me that you went double elite tight end and I didn't even pick up on it right away.
Yeah, no. Rams and Niners play in week 15.
That's what it is. Week 15.
So there's that championship kind of championship time frame correlation. And I honestly did not like any of the wide receivers at that point. I wasn't a big fan of Kenneth Walker as my running back, as a running back option. So I was kind of like, you know what, George Kittle, he may give me 30 in a week, right? Like that is within his realm of possibility. If I can get that 2 to 3 weeks, he's then my flex, and I've got 3 good wide receivers then. So like if anything, what I probably should have done, I can't even argue that it's what I should have done, because now that I'm looking at the board, Kyler Murray is like 6 picks from the top of the board.
Yeah.
So should I have gone with Kyler Murray? Maybe. But that's fifth. Jordan Love just went in the 7th. What are we doing? So that, so that would have justified me going Kyler there instead of Kittle. But I don't know. 15 picks on a quarterback. I know you just did 10 picks early in Keon Coleman. I probably draw the line at like 10 picks or 10 picks.
I hate reaching down further than that. Down further than that.
And the other part of that too, if someone were to dare go for Kyler Murray here, it doesn't make a ton of sense for a team to take Kyler Murray here, because I have Trey McBride and you have Marvin Harrison Jr. And there are no other Arizona players on the board at this point to make sense of a stack for their team. So there is a chance that Kyler can still make it back to me.
Yeah. And really you basically got to make it past 2 teams here. You got Mayor McShippet, and then KRS.
He's
got to make it past them. I mean, he should take Burrow given the roster construction of his team. There is Joe Burrow indeed.
All right, now we sweat.
This is the sweat. This is the sweat, 100%.
I'm sick.
Jonathan Brooks goes off the board.
Wow, what is happening?
So I think you are going to get lucky here and get a.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
Oh, we got to get past KRS. That's right. I forget. I thought
Yeah.
this was KRS. Oops.
But I mean, he's got Devontae Adams, Jalen Waddle, Zay Flowers, Terry McLaurin, and Xavier Worthy. Kyler makes 0 sense for his build.
No, that seems rather stupid. Is that all? Rasheed Rice. Okay. All right. Someone didn't update their auto draft rankings.
Well, they have Marquise Brown and Travis Kelce and Mahomes.
Oh, there's Mahomes. I missed that.
Why?
Oh,
Why?
no. Oh,
Why?
no.
Why? People,
Oh,
why?
that is brutal. Rip
That
and
does
chat.
not. Oh.
Yeah, rip and chat.
Yeah, please.
Yikes.
I don't mind Christian Watson here.
I don't either.
But I also don't mind Chris Godwin as he seems to be falling. But I'm going to go Christian Watson. I think Christian Watson could give me certain boom weeks that we didn't see at all from Chris Godwin last year. Maybe 1 or 2 games, but Christian Watson can give me more of that. He's got some upside that, again, Chris Godwin might fail to show just being in this Tampa offense.
I hate this spot. I just took Evan Ingram.
I love Evan Ingram this year.
Love Evan Ingram with this pick. With that pick. I want to go running back because running backs aren't going to make it back to me. It gets stupid ugly after this. I hate all the running backs here though. I don't want to get too tied to week 17 correlation, so I'm just going to take Jalen Warren.
That you prefer.
My favorite guy in that range. Yeah. I could have taken DeAndre Swift. I'm not in love with him though. That's the problem. Who does Pittsburgh get? Don't they get Philly, Baltimore, KC? So there's no correlation there, which is fine. You got to have a few guys who aren't directly tied to your correlations. But
yep,
I was super tempted to take Brian Thomas Jr. there, go a little bit more Jacksonville, but
you didn't need
my
to
primary.
Force it.
No, there's no need to force that. And again, coming back, I'm going to be so thin on running back if I wait that long. You got 4 seconds here.
I'm kind of going the same route that you are and just break off of the week 17 kind of build a little bit and just get a guy that I just like more than some of the other guys. Like I think Zach Moss I thought about Connor, but the fact is I guess I kind of psyched myself out because I didn't think it made too much sense to go with another Arizona Cardinal when I struck out on Kyler. So
you played yourself.
So like
you had the 17 correlation.
Yeah.
Retract the pick. Well. Back up. Hold on. Can we remake the pick?
Yeah.
Back up.
Underdog. Hey, pause. Everyone pause.
Everyone, hold on. I'm redoing my pick. He hasn't. James Conner hasn't been picked yet.
Nah, it is what it is. I mean, if Connor was the right pick, and let's say Connor was off the board, it would have been Zach Moss anyway. Like he was he would have been the guy regardless.
Watch, James Conner is going to make it all the way back to you now, as he still hasn't been picked. Javonte, Tony Pollard, Najee, Raheem, all going ahead of him. What in the world? And 2 quarterbacks, Caleb and Jaden.
So
what is going on?
So after striking out on Kyler, I'm kind of looking at quarterbacks and stuff. I'm kind of hoping that Brock Purdy makes it back just so George Kittle is not alone in this.
Not a naked 49er there. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So who knows? We'll see. Because kind of what I had said earlier, these pocket passers, they seem to just slip in drafts because they don't have the rushing upside or whatever it is. But being the quarterback of this 49ers, Gus Edwards went at this ahead of James Conner.
What are we doing?
People.
What do we got? We got no Chargers correlation there. I'm looking at a bunch of. I looked at there was No, there's not even a. I thought there was a Michael
just
Pittman
Green
stack
Bay.
there. No, everybody is naked on that team. I mean, in terms of nobody, nobody is stacked on that team.
So
that's what I mean by that.
So
I'm saying
question.
naked. People are like, "What do you mean?" Question.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. It's
dude.
If James Conner isn't there, but Trey Benson is there, would you say it's still worth investing in a Cardinal? Dang it.
Well, so if Trey Benson makes it you,
oh, and you have that makes sense.
Yikes. At this point, I might consider it.
Yeah.
At this point, I might consider it. Oh my gosh. This board is so ugly at the turn. I hate it here. I hate this spot at the turn. I
hate this draft.
Samuel went. Oh my goodness.
I hate this spot in drafts. Absolutely despise it.
This is a disgusting spot in drafts. Cortland Sutton.
He's got the clearest path to being the top producer on the Broncos, which it's up for interpretation how we think that Denver offense will perform.
Sure. This is gross. This is so gross, man. I hate everybody in this range.
Mm-hmm.
Take the only other Buffalo weapon I'm relatively interested in.
Yep. I like Khalil Shakir.
I hate all the other running backs in this range. I'm going to take Tyjae Spears. I'm going to slap around a little Tyjae Spears.
Oh my!
How did you not know that pick was coming? How did you not know that? You know I'm working around this Jacksonville, Tennessee Week 17 stack because my Bills one is kind of falling apart. I want a little bit of insurance there.
Oh my gosh!
And you know, I like Tyjae Spears.
What is happening? How do I keep getting sniped? Every single running back.
This is fun. This is great. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a huge fan of my team, but I'm a fan of seeing you struggle here.
What in the?
You and Cameron are both going to be super happy to get rid of me next week when I'm gone.
I hate. Gosh.
Oh, Nicholas Chubb.
I hate how this all turned
out. Good thing it's only $5 on Underdog Fantasy. You can sign up with the code FELLAS down in the description of the live stream you're watching. They'll give you a special pick'em, a free square pick'em entry, and a welcome bonus of potentially up to $250. So you can do that down the link in the description of the live stream you're watching. Just get it out. When do you need to get out?
My team sucks. There, I said it. It started off so well. Gosh.
Oh. And then it didn't. And then you skipped on James Conner. And then you skipped on James. That was your first issue. It's okay.
Let's talk about your team though.
All right, we can talk about my team. That's fine. We can go take a look at my team.
Just purely trying to deflect off of.
That's fine. At this point. That's fine. So we got Josh Allen. We got a little bit of Travis Etienne, Jaylen Warren, a little bit of naked Jaylen Warren. Not super fun, but running back I believe in that range. Tyjae Spears, Garrett Wilson. I got that going for that. Week 17 correlation. You got Marv, Calvin Ridley, Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir, 2 Buffalo wide receivers. Again, I was really hoping for a Dalton Kincaid. Knew it wasn't going to happen, but it was worth taking the chance on. And then Evan Ingram at the tight end position to kind of pair with that Tennessee Jacksonville week 17 correlation as well. Also just kind of increasing my exposure to Calvin Ridley because I really don't have much Calvin Ridley, mostly because I don't believe in Calvin Ridley. But given how the team is built, the guys who are going in that range, I was fine taking a shot on Calvin Ridley there. Do you think Blake Corum was actually going to make it? I guess that was a decent reach down the board.
Yes.
Oh,
brother,
yeah. That was a decent
What am I supposed to do?
I'm supposed to sit here and just be in pain.
Just suffer in misery.
Yeah. That's what you get for going double elite tight end.
So honestly, I guess my next pick
is the price you pay.
I will take Trevor Lawrence with my next pick.
That's fine. I wasn't planning on taking T-Law.
Well, why? Doesn't T-Law just kind of go into your build though?
Let's go with Aaron Rodgers. Same game.
I guess. It actually might no, I actually should go Trevor Lawrence.
You could totally go Trevor Lawrence. I don't care who you take. You need a quarterback. I know that much.
I have Christian Kirk. I need to go with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, if you got Christian Kirk, I forget you have Christian Kirk. That's right, because you wouldn't let me get Christian Kirk in my nice little Jacksonville run here. No, you're right.
Well, you didn't let me get Marvin Harrison.
Oh, you stop that. You knew that was never going to happen anyways. You knew that was never going to happen. I've been praying to get a Puka Marv start. I was not going to gift it to you in the same stream where we are both drafting.
Oh.
Ah!
This is...
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be clips of this afterwards. We need the gunshot. We need the gunshots every time.
Oh.
Every time Ty gets sniped. Oh, this is... Turn that repeat off.
It deserved the repeat. It deserved the loop. Oh.
Gabe Davis, pick number 1. Again, going a little bit more Jacksonville. I want to start breaking away from this stack though. I'm a little too correlated.
We have gone all in.
How about a little Dontavian?
Oh,
he's clutch like that. I'm a Dontavian Wicks guy.
Interesting. The wide receiver 4 on the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I'm a Dontavian Wicks guy. I don't mind that.
Okay, I've learned my lesson. I'm going to take Stafford here.
Is it bad that just for the sake of the clip, I wanted to take Matthew Stafford with that Dontavian Wicks pick?
Dude, if you did, I would call your wife and say
she's at work.
I'll Luke it. Well, when she gets back from work.
She gets back at 12 a.m.
That's perfect because you're gonna be asleep. You won't even know it's coming. And I'll just tell your wife, hey, take a pillow or something and just like mollywop him a couple times.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought you were going a different direction here. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Whoa, brother.
I just want to try and catch a case on this live stream.
Jeez. Oh boy. This took a turn. So
how you feel about Xavier Legette? No.
Oh gosh. How do I say this nicely? I don't. There's only one Carolina pass catcher that I want this year. It's Deontay Johnson. I get that Legette has first round capital. I know it's also his profile too. And I know you and your buddy Tyler, when you guys did your stream yesterday, you talked about Legette for a couple of minutes.
No, it was a couple of minutes. It was fine.
I just don't even it's not that we're making excuses or anything like that, but the guy was more of an after the catch threat than people want to admit. And I don't think he's that much of a deep threat as people will want him to be. He's just not for me. I'll just say it like that. He's just not for me.
And I completely understand that. He's not for everybody. He typically isn't for me either, but when I am targeting a late round stack, if I need another guy, I'll go him and if I need to mix in another quarterback, I'll go him and Bryce Young at the very end if I need to. Just looking at guys, who could be late round stacks that hardly cost anything. Did Legette go off the board? Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
how
did.
many picks ago did he go?
5 or 6, 7,
5 or
8.
6. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Marshawn Lloyd, Pat Freiermuth off the board next. I'm I'm going to manifest Aaron Rodgers coming back to me. I don't think it's going to happen, though, which makes me happy. I have this Tennessee-Jacksonville Week 17 stack to go off of as well.
Will you wait? So then you would just wait for Levis
I'll
then?
wait for Will Levis then, yeah. I mean, Josh Allen is going to carry me how many weeks?
Right.
Like,
it's
not like I desperately need Aaron Rodgers, but it's a convenience factor because what I'll probably do then is how far is Malachi Corley still away?
Kylie.
Man, you can't catch a break today.
I wanted Ty Chandler.
Yeah.
What in the gosh. I can't catch a break.
No, this draft is not your cup of tea.
I mean,
Good thing it's a puppy, man. Good thing it's a puppy.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I've got bad players or anything, but in terms of just getting the right correlations with everything, it's just not what you want it to be.
Yeah.
Roman
Wilson ahead of a Ricky Pearsall, Darnell Mooney, Jalen Polk, and Troy Franklin. I don't hate it.
And
that's what
Yep.
Somebody had to do it out of the two of us. Somebody had to. I'm a fan.
I would rather draft Xavier Legette. Oh, look at that.
I wanted Ray Davis.
I guess that makes sense, but Rodgers also makes sense.
Oh, no, I don't get me wrong. I'm happy I got Rodgers. I wanted Ray Davis as my running back 4, though. I got 7 wide receivers. I don't need another wide receiver.
Oh,
go ahead and make that pick.
Take Corley. Take Malachi Corley. Another receiver.
I got 3. I don't need another freaking receiver. I've already got too many. I've already got too many Jacksonville, Tennessee garbage correlations here. Who does Tennessee get? Cincinnati, Indy, Jacksonville. I'm not a fan of any of those guys.
I should have let Burton slide to you then.
No, you're fine.
Oh, come on. Seriously. What are we doing here? Oh,
I missed my pick. I did an underdog. I queued my pick. And I watched Ty suffer.
Oh my word.
Malachi Corley goes to pick after me.
No, I'll go Jalen Polk. This New England offense is probably going to be the one team that I try to stack and correlate the most when it comes to these later rounds.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind Antonio Gibson at all at his ADP because Ramondre has missed plenty of time the past 2 years. Yeah. And if he gets hurt again, who's behind Antonio Gibson? Nobody. So you've got Gibson, you've got Polk that is going this late. If you want to, Javon Baker, the guy that makes people in wheelchairs stand up for him.
Love me some Javon Baker.
You've got Pup Douglas.
This is a late round stack that I'm willing to take a chance on.
Yep. And Drake May even. Right. The only player that is going probably in the right range, you could argue, is Ramondre. But you don't need Ramondre to build out that team correlation and stuff. So
one of those New England guys will have a decent season and return on their ADP. This is also a point of the draft. We got 15, 16, 17, 18. We got 4 rounds left where, like, I think this is the point where you just kind of start not necessarily player taking, but you got to start taking some swings on some guys with upside here too. And again, one of those Patriots guys. Holy crap! How far did Ricky Pearsall go past ADP?
Yeah,
he kept sliding, man. Because we're looking at where did him and Legette go 2 picks apart. I mean, they nearly 2 full rounds. I mean, I get why people were excited about Ricky Pearsall and the potential IU trade, but ever since that's all cooled off. I mean that has his ADP has also then cooled off immensely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could make the same argument that we make for Jermaine Burton for Ricky Pearsall.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, Ricky Pearsall seems to be the one that usually slides or usually goes after Jermaine Burton, and at least in all the drafts that I've been in.
Yeah. Man, why are we reaching down so far on tight ends?
Because we all got to get our 2 tight ends.
This one doesn't even make that much sense. The Jonnu Smith one? That one doesn't make much sense to me. You got Jalen Wright and Raheem Mostert, but like, why are you correlating Jonnu with those two? That's such a reach. Tyler Conklin. What are we doing with Tyler Conklin here? 3 tight end build. Why do you need Tyler Conklin with a Kincaid? Benson, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
No, I think
don't
people, the zig of the late round strategy for people seems to be just filling out your team, getting depth, and all those kind of things, and or looking for like guys that could have a role, and just like they look for floor. When it comes for best ball, or when it comes to best ball, shoot upside in the late rounds. Find guys that will give you the one week where they can give you 18, give you 16 even, right? That you hunt for upside in late rounds, which is very different than probably a redraft strategy.
Juwan Johnson, Noah Fant. What are we doing?
Are
we that desperate for tight ends? Oh gosh, Luke Musgrave. Yeah, that you sir are desperate for a tight end.
Yeah,
like Mark Andrews. I guess at this point I'm fine with the Juwan John. Oh yeah, you got the Rashid Shaheed correlation there too. You got Chris Olave here. Yeah, you got Olave. Yeah, I mean this is a nice. Derek Carr is a lock for this team. As you're on the clock.
Oh, lovely. I don't mind Jaleel McLaughlin this year, but I literally just talked about Antonio Gibson, and he fell
fitting
quite a ways too. So Jalen Polk, and now you can probably guess who my third quarterback, if I so choose to take a third quarterback, would be. But maybe I get Jaleel to slide back to me here, unless you just want to make my life Chig. Yeah. Dude, okay. I'm just gonna mute myself.
I'm like, oh yeah, Chig, great for the Tennessee correlation. But as soon as you said you wanted Jaleel, I couldn't help myself. Next time we'll draft a team together. That'll make you feel better. We'll draft a team together next time, so we aren't sniping each other.
I was the one that threw out that idea earlier today, but no, it's more fun to draft separate.
It is. It is more fun to draft separate.
For one person. For one of the 2 people.
For me. Bindles swung through. Can't believe I missed it. That was 2 minutes ago. Don't want dead roster.
Well, because
later rounds, which is fair. Going back to our conversation on dart throw guys. Don't want dead roster spots. I get that. I think I'm more so thinking when you take a guy who's on the board here, like Marvin Mims, Zay Jones, like all those are guys I'm not really excited for. I would rather swing for upside than take some of those guys, but just my 2 cents. You were saying something before I cut you off on Jaleel McLaughlin. Who did you end up taking?
With my last pick, Mr. Demarcus Robinson, who
go with that Rams correlation.
Rams correlation, but also had 3 weeks with 15. The last 6 weeks. So yeah, that was when it comes to late round guys, Demarcus Robinson is the guy I've pretty much been taking every single time.
We got both Tyler and Bindles here. Welcome in. We're crushing puppies
and sniping Tyler on every pick. Golly.
Oh no, Tyler and I are going head to head. And I unfortunately have made his life chaos. I've kind of abandoned truly good roster construction of my team and have just gone about sniping Tyler because that's been more fun.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I took
fun.
Chig, who fits with my Jacksonville, Tennessee, week 17.
It's a ton of fun. Yeah. Lots of fun. Yep. Tons of fun. Yep. So glad I joined today. Yep. You stink.
It's all right. I won't take any of your last picks.
No, you know what? Here's the real test. Okay. You probably know who I probably go with at my next pick.
Looking at the board, I don't. Oh,
yeah, probably none of these guys.
You look at. I was gonna say.
I don't like any of these. No, it would be Drake May.
Yeah.
So here's the real test. I'm not going to take him with his next pick because I know that the guy right between us won't take him either. So
you just wish death upon yourself. I'm just kidding. I won't take Drake May. I'm not going to sabotage my draft that much.
Well,
it's not even that big of a sabotage at this point. But
I mean, you've kind of done it the last like 2 rounds already. So like, what's a third round?
Touche. Touche.
I do need a running back though. Do I though?
Yeah, you do.
I guess it wouldn't hurt to have a fifth.
You're going to leave here with only 4 running backs,
with one of them being Nick Chubb.
Oh,
geez. Right. Okay, I know that KRS guy definitely listened to the fantasy footballers because they just talked about Greg Dulcich as a dynasty buy.
Yep.
So I don't mind it.
Oh, you did do it.
You
did do it.
Yeah. Well, because I have a naked Tua, I have Matt Stafford. So
yeah,
just it's a third. I don't need another tight end because I went completely off the board with this build. Or off, yeah. So Audric Estime, your running back 6 in the class?
No, he was my running back 7. Get it correct. Golly.
Sorry.
I'll go ahead and I'll take Dawson Knox there because I don't trust Chig as my tight end too. Again, I got Evan Ingram, so I'm not overly concerned. I don't know who I like in this range. I kind of hate everybody in this range.
Yep. Well, that's the 18th round for you.
It literally is. Real wide receiver 1 in New England / maybe Snipe you.
You're really
not really.
Pop Douglas.
Oh, it was Pop Douglas still on the board? I scrolled so far down, I forgot. Oh, he is still on the board.
Oh, you took Kendrick Bourne. Aha, we all completely forgot about that guy. I'm gonna go down the board a little bit for this last guy. And take CEH.
Oh, all right.
I'm trying to find. I mean, Pacheco missed 3 games last year, right?
Yes.
Was it 3 games? I'm trying to see if he missed.
You.
Yeah, I'm fact checking myself because I'm not.
You talk. I fact check. You know how this works.
It just comes down to the fact that like if Pacheco misses any time, they did not invest in anyone else in that backfield. They brought CEH back on a 1-year deal. It goes to CEH. So I'm not going to sit here and say, I'm betting on an injury for Isaiah Pacheco. That just, 1, does not come across right. And 2, that's just kind of sad if you actually do wish that. But who knows? It's an 8th round dart throw.
3 games
or
last
18th.
year.
18th. Yeah. I said 8th round. It's not 8th round. It's 18th.
Tyler, I'm gonna have to put you on the guy who did ours. We literally contracted him over through Fiverr. I think we paid like $40 for like 5-6 different overlays, something like that. I can't remember what it was, and this was one of them. So I'll have to put you on our guy over there. I mean, he absolutely crushed this one. It was by far the best one we got done, and I wouldn't recommend anybody else. We got a few other samples done. None of them came close to touching this one. So I'll have to send you our guy.
Hello, friend. Hello, friend. Hello, friend.
But no, this guy was great. I would go back to him 10 times out of 10. All right, here we go, Tyler. Let's do some teams. I know you're not excited about yours because Tyler will be roasting yours and not mine. No, you can roast mine because I got way too much correlation in mine. I like correlation a little bit too much for my liking, though. I'm also just not a fan of drafting on the turn this year, unless if I get the Rams Cardinals stack. But even then, really unrealistic. So Garrett Wilson, Marv was my start. Went Josh Allen then to get that week 17 correlation. I knew I wanted to target that. When Travis Etienne, go back. What are we doing?
I was using that.
I was using that. I want to view the full draft because I want to get your team up here too, Ty. So there we go. Garrett Wilson, Marv, Josh Allen, Travis Etienne. Was kind of hoping I could get some Jaguars on the comeback then, and because Calvin Ridley was still on the board too. So he came back, scooped up Calvin Ridley. I don't have many shares of Calvin Ridley. I would have rather had Christian Kirk, but obviously Tyler took Christian Kirk. Went Keon Coleman, stack with Josh Allen. Evan Ingram with a little bit more of that Jacksonville stack. When Jalen Warren needed a running back, knew the running backs were going to be gone by the time they all came back to me. Khalil Shakir, Tajay Spears, Gabe Davis, Dontavian Wicks, Aaron Rodgers to get that stack with Garrett Wilson, Kamani Vidal, Chika Conquo, Jaleel McLaughlin, Dawson Knox, Kendrick Bourne. Not my favorite team in the entire world, but I definitely increased my Tennessee exposure and Buffalo exposure in this draft, which I'm not super upset about.
It's solid, I guess. You know,
I appreciate solid. I'm good with that. I'm good with solid.
Yeah.
I think a puppy draft that we were going head to head in, and we're doing a lot of talking more so than full out strategizing. I'm good with solid.
Yeah.
So go ahead. You can. Do you even want to talk through your team, or do you just want me to save you from?
Well, so here's what we can do. I'll talk about like the first like 4 or 5 picks.
Then we can talk about what went wrong.
Well, yeah. Well, no, you can talk about what went wrong because I don't want to talk about what went wrong because it's just going to frustrate me.
That's fine.
But
that's fine. We can do that.
Let me preface my team by saying I got sniped a good 6-7 times in this draft.
Probably 7. Yeah.
For quite literally like 0 reason by the teams I took, the guys that I was wanting. Anyway, I started off with Puka, and then after Lucas failed to give me a Marvin Harrison week 17,
you knew it wasn't going to happen.
I know
it wasn't going to happen.
Took JT to be my hero RB. Then followed that up with Cooper Kupp in the 3rd. So just committed to then a Rams correlation. And then in the 4th went with Trey McBride. So now I've really committed myself to that Arizona Rams week 17 matchup, with the Rams being the heavy stack on my team. Then in the 5th is where it started to kind of go off the rails a little bit.
No, I think this was a fine pick. I think your next 2 picks were perfectly fine and reasonable.
Okay. So went with Christian Kirk because I at least in my mind, I've got 2 Rams wide receivers. Let's just get a 3rd that can cover me a little bit. If, let's say Puka has a game and Cooper Kupp doesn't have a great game, I then have another receiver because the other guy I was looking at was Joe Mixon. Sure. So grabbed a receiver, and then on the turn, I then took George Kittle. And we kind of talked about this a little bit right after the pick, because my reason was, well, the Rams are playing the Niners in week 15. So I've got that like week 15 to 17 Rams build still going on. While players are going off the board, I then kind of realized like, dang, I probably should have gone with Kyler Murray there, because there was very slim odds that he was going to make it back to me. It would have been 15 picks ahead of ADP. So
such a big reach.
So it wouldn't have felt right, but it would have made sense with the team. And that conflict of like opinion for myself is why I went with George Kittle instead. So a little unique of a build, and went 2 top 7 tight ends with Trey McBride and George Kittle. Kyler Murray then goes 1 spot before me in the following round, which
this is where it went off the rails. I mean, George Kittle got a little risky, and this is that where it just went off the rails.
Yep, because it made perfect sense for the team before me to go with Kyler Murray because they had at least they had one Arizona player, right? No, they didn't, but whatever. So then I went with another receiver. When I guess that was the right thing to do. Went with Christian Watson.
Christian Watson's fine.
Then on the turn,
you could have gone Brian Robinson if you wanted a little bit more Jaguar correlation, but
yeah,
Christian Watson is fine. You weren't expecting to go Jaguar correlation.
Yep. So then, on the turn, then I had like 8 running backs of my choosing, and I went with Zach Moss.
But James Conner was still there.
James Conner was still there. So Conner makes the most sense for how my team had been originally built. Jules, yeah,
she's hungry, so you gotta
I'll try
pacify
to
her.
Sorry, Jules.
Yeah, that's what she's meowing at me for. Tell that dummy to hurry up.
Yeah. So I psyched myself out of James Conner when Zach Moss, and I tried to justify it by saying, like, if James Conner wasn't available, I then would have gone with Zach Moss, but that is pointless because he was available. And then the hope was then that Trey Benson would be there in the next round. Nope. He gets taken by that same team right before me again. So that's the second snipe. And then I was like, okay, not a huge fan of the running backs on the board. Just go Cortland Sutton. It's gross, but whatever. He's my 5th wide receiving option. And then I got sniped by Lucas, which I say sniped, even though it made sense for Lucas's team. I say sniped because it was down the board. I thought he would make it. It was Tyjae Spears. And then right after Tyjae Spears went Brian Robinson. And Brian Robinson was my backup plan if Tyjae Spears wasn't there. So I get sniped on back-to-back picks. So that's 4 snipes, ladies and gentlemen. If you're counting, that's 4. Then went Nick Chubb. And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, I struck out on Kyler Murray. I need a quarterback at this point. Trevor Lawrence is available. I have Christian Kirk. I need to go. I at least get a quarterback that gives me some kind of stack. And that freaking KRS team snipes me a third time. Is
there even any correlation on that team? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
0.
Going through this. Yeah, no Brees. 0. Nothing with Vegas, nothing with Miami, nothing with Baltimore. Yeah, they literally have like this might be one of the least correlated teams I've seen.
Nothing. So I get sniped on Trevor. So that's 5 times I've gotten sniped. So at this point, I'm like, I just have to get a quarterback because I'm not going to have Matt Stafford be my QB1. Thankfully, Tua was available. So I just took Tua. And just swallowed the pride pill a little bit and just said, it is what it is. Then on the turn, learned my lesson, went down the board a bit to get Matt Stafford. And then finished it up then with Jermaine Burton, Jalen Polk, and then Antonio Gibson in the following round to build up a little New England stack, and then I later took Drake May. I also took Demarcus Robinson, wide receiver 3 for the Rams, who did put up like 2 or 3 weeks with 15 points each.
Yeah.
And then my 18th round dart throw was CEH to give myself some more running back depth. I hate this draft.
You hate yours. I'm decently okay with mine.
Oh, sorry, real quick. I forgot to mention, I was looking at Jaleel McLaughlin before I took DeMarcus Robinson.
Yeah.
So 6, ladies and gentlemen, 6 snipes. And actually, I'll count the Kendrick Bourne snipe as well.
No, you won't, because you didn't care about Kendrick Bourne. Pop Douglas was still on the board. You stop that. Don't quit slandering my name. There's no need for you to slander him. Look at Happy.
Why am I getting balloons? Why am I getting balloons?
Because you're clowning me for something that isn't even a snipe.
This draft sucks. And I got balloons.
Oh, what a way to end the stream. CEH, great 18th round pick.
Thank you.
Bindles. I really don't mind it. I don't mind it either, man. Like there's your silver lining.
So real quick with CEH, I know people probably don't care about CEH, but we see a ton of running backs that are the clear 2 with no one behind them go much earlier than the running back 70, which is where CEH goes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hate how often my drafts will finish Demarcus Robinson, someone in the 17th, and then CEH in the 18th.
Yeah. Ezra's still hanging out over on YouTube. We should have gotten it was just unfortunate time to ask that question as we were in the middle of team reviews. Do you think Breece Hall or Bijan better picks for running back PPR? I am on the Breece side of this. I made that very clear in our most recent video over on YouTube. I think Breece has the potential to basically lock himself in as the 102 in fantasy drafts next year if he absolutely pops off with Aaron Rodgers.
I lean Breece personally, but I think it's
close. I'm not going to say it's not.
I mean, can we call it a coin toss? Honestly, like there is no wrong choice.
There's no wrong choice. Yeah, in that case, then I would say it's a coin toss. But again, I do prefer Breece Hall myself.
Yeah,
but
same here.
We will end the stream there. We are going to be live starting in June 3 times a week. Through May, we've kind of been sprinkling them out a little bit. We had a little bit of extra time today and said, why not? Why not hop on and crush a puppy here on Underdog Fantasy? I'm gonna keep we gotta get t-shirts that just say we crush puppies and just let people just be like invigorated by that. And not invigorated, be like infuriated by our t-shirts. We crush puppies. And people will be like, that's animal abuse. It's like, no, none of that's going on here. That's not what's going on. There's clearly an Underdog Fantasy logo underneath it.
Look, it says fellas on there too. We don't mean it.
We're not actual puppy crushers. We'll be going live. Be going live 3 times a week. Our plan is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, starting in June, running all the way through the summer. We're going to truly have a best ball summer, ladies and gentlemen. So thanks for hanging out with us today. If you're not subscribed already, make sure you do that. Turn on those notifications as well so you know when we go live, whether you're over on Twitter. Got quite a few tuned in over on Twitter today, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube. Make sure you're following us over there and turn on those post notifications. So you're updated whenever we go live, whenever our newest content is out. Anything you want to add before we sign off?
$5. That's
all this is. Code fellas and Underdog. Make sure you go sign up over there. They will give you a special free Square Pick'em entry and also give you a first-time deposit bonus of up to $250. That is down in the description of any of the videos you are currently watching. On Twitter, I guess it isn't. I just caught that. Over on Twitter, it is not. You can head to the link in our bio over on Twitter. You can get access to Underdog that way as well. We will see you all. I'm out next week, so you won't see me next week, but Ty and Cam will be back with our podcast on Tuesday. We got our least favorite values on Underdog right now on Wednesday, and then another podcast on Thursday for you all. So we will see you all next week. And until I see you next time, deuces.
Deuces.